What is the one thing that AI cannot master? It's kindness. It's Leah. I'm here with the Nervous System Diaries. So it has been a very big week for my nervous system, and it's only a Tuesday. So as you might have heard, as I've been talking about, I worked on creating this amazing new product, which I am so excited about. It's called the IBS Nervous System Reset, and it is to help people really understand their nervous system. If you have IBS, which is something that I've struggled with, or even if you don't, if you have any kind of stress illness, any kind of symptoms or pain that's chronic, this is the guide for you. So excited to launch it. And then I started getting messages from people saying, my card is empty, it's not working, it's not showing up. Well, this was an issue that I had early on, and I thought I had resolved this issue. And so I moved forward with it. Let me tell you, I'll be honest, I was in tears last night. I have been working on this for so long, this actual guide for so long. I've been working on the strategies behind the guide forever. Like I started my symptoms with IBS when I was in my early 20s. But I've been working with the nervous system for the past 25 years, and it really has pulled together all the things that I've learned personally, professionally. I was so excited to launch it. It's a $9 product. So excited to make it accessible. You can still access it right now if you are in the Nervous System Journaling Club, because it's free if you're a member in there. Anyhow, I felt like yesterday, and I know this is the type of thing where it's cumulative because it's not such a big deal. I can figure it out. I have amazing support, people who can help me figure it out. But I tell you, last night I just broke down and started crying. My nervous system was like, that is one too many things. So just keeping it real, there is so much that goes into everything that we do, especially when you're an entrepreneur and everything you do is sort of on your own. There's so much heart and soul that gets poured into it. And I was feeling like I have put so much work in, and where is the result? Why isn't it even working? Never mind the result, because I know the reality is most things that you create, you'll get some traction, but not a ton. But anyhow, I was like, yes, but I can't even get a tiny bit of traction because it's not working. So that was combined what's going on in my head with yesterday. I was at the university with my oldest child, so not my oldest stepchild, my oldest child, who is starting medical school and going to Queen's University. So shout out to Queen's in the beautiful town of Kingston, Ontario. And they have, I know a lot of universities have a white coat ceremony. They do their white coat ceremony in year 2 when they start their clerkship in the hospital. This is how Queen's works. So they did what they called the oath ceremony, which is where they invited all their medical school students starting year 1 to come and take the Hippocratic Oath. And they invited the families to come along for it. So it was super, super special. Super special for me that Zach has decided he wants to be a doctor. It's something that I kind of realized when I was doing my final internship in speech pathology. I was doing it at Mass General Hospital. So you're amongst all the Harvard Med School students. And I remember thinking at that time, I could have been a doctor. And sort of in the back of my mind thinking, but I never believed I had what it took to be a doctor. I'm grateful that I did go into speech language pathology, and because I think of my desire that had things been different in my life, I would have loved to have been a doctor. I went sort of the medical route of speech pathology, which is where I started working in the areas of swallowing and cognitive communication and learning about the brain and neuroplasticity and traumatic brain injury, leading me to the nervous system, leading me to here. So I'm very grateful of all the opportunities I had, but I am also excited because I remember Zach sitting with me. He was probably in grade 10, And he had to, for an assignment, do all these quizzes that would give him an indicator of what he wanted to do when he grew up. And everything was pointing to doctor, doctor, doctor. And I remember him saying to me, like, I'm not smart enough to be a doctor. I don't think I can be a doctor. He was probably in grade 10. And I just looked at him and I was like, if you want to be a doctor, you 100% can be a doctor. You're smart enough, you're kind enough, you're compassionate enough, you're funny enough, you all the things. If you put your mind to it, you can be a doctor. So here we are now. He got accepted into a couple of med schools and he decided to choose Queen's. Now, Queen's is a smaller school. It's actually the school that my husband did his undergraduate studies in. So it's a super cute town. And as we were sitting in the oath ceremony, they had a bunch of the faculty who are also doctors give some words of wisdom to this first year class. And it was interesting to listen to the words of wisdom, because you would think it would be like, work hard, try hard, you'll be successful. But they said a couple things. Firstly, they said, you deserve to be here. You have worked hard. You have given it all, your all. Second of all, imposter syndrome is normal and you will likely have it. Everybody has imposter syndrome. The third piece of advice that really, really hit home with me, so much so that I know I'm going to do a couple of podcast episodes on it. They said the biggest piece of advice they could give all these new doctors is to be kind. Be kind and compassionate. And it sort of hit me for a moment, like, really, being kind and compassionate? And they went on to talk about the healing powers of kindness and how important it is. And that when patients come back to maybe express some gratitude, or when they share their experience, what stands out to them is often the kindness of the doctor. And it really struck me because I've always thought that kindness is a quality that Zach has. I mean, he is a normal human like we all are, but kindness stands out. He's got a very kind heart. He's always had a very kind heart, and very compassionate as well. And I love that that is what they're telling the students focus on, kindness and compassion. And then it got me thinking, because my brain does this. I was like, what a great message to give my child, and what a great message for all these students to have. But then there was this little voice that said, yeah, but kindness doesn't pay the bills. And so I journaled about it. I had this little voice come up, I sat down and I journaled about it. And this is what I'll probably do some podcast episodes about down the road. Because what I journaled about was, does kindness pay the bills? Because if you think about it, like, I am an entrepreneur. I have my own business. I am selling membership and coaching and guides and all things to help you with your mental health, your emotional resilience, your nervous system care. I have journals. I'm creating them. But what makes somebody buy from somebody else, I don't think is necessarily the quality of work. That's really, really important. I do believe, but I also believe it's the energy that comes behind the quality of the work. I believe that it is kindness. It's not the short-term fix, but I look at the community that I'm trying to build for myself and the Nervous System Journaling Club and in Connections and even my advanced training. I want to deliver quality. I want to make sure it's research backed. I want to make sure that it is, thorough, and I'm constantly over delivering. But I also want to make sure that they are getting authentically me, that they are seen and heard and witnessed and held and supported, because that is healing. Kindness is healing. Compassion is healing. So when I thought about it, does kindness pay the bills? I was like, it kind of does. And then I thought about kindness in terms of kindness towards myself. Here I am, really stressed, to be honest, about all these different things that are going wrong all these tech challenges I have. I have my Italy retreat coming up, which there's lots going on with that, especially as I've shared with one of the members who was in an accident and trying to create an experience for people. I think it starts with kindness too. And then offering myself the kindness, like, Leah, it's okay to feel overwhelmed. It's okay that you have to shut down your ads because things aren't working. It's okay if when you turn the ads back on, it completely flops and nobody decides to buy the product. It's okay if nobody watches this video. Having that kindness, because the kindness towards myself is what is going to energize me and fuel me to keep putting things out in the world. And maybe I'll keep putting things out in the world and only one person will be listening. Maybe it's my mom. Hi, Mom. But maybe it is going to reach other people. Maybe other people are going to resonate with something. So I think kindness is one of the best pieces of advice for everything. So that's what I think I'll do. A couple of podcast episodes on kindness in business, kindness in personal. So make sure to look out for those. I will get started on them, the Building Resilience podcast. So remember to be kind to yourself. That's the advice that I'm going to be taking today. Thanks for watching. See you next time.